He gripped my hand with a desperate strength, as if that small connection was the only thing anchoring him to reality. His voice was a fragile whisper, trembling and barely audible. I can't go in there. A heavy, suffocating weight settled in my chest, tight, immovable. What's wrong, buddy? I asked gently, my voice calm and steady, trying to be the anchor he so desperately needed. His eyes, wide and filled with a fear so deep it consumed him, were fixed on a gleaming new SUV parked perfectly in the driveway, an unforgiving reminder that the world as we knew it had shifted beneath our feet. "Open the trunk," he said, his words trembling with emotion. My fingers shook as I pressed the key fob. The lock snapped open with a sharp, final click, and I lifted the hatch. What I found inside stole my breath away. Just 3 months earlier, I would have called our family flawless. 2 stable incomes, a charming suburban home, and Sunday dinners bursting with warmth and laughter. Each morning, she'd brush her lips softly against my cheek, whispering, "I love you," and I believed every tender word, every gentle sound. But then work pulled me away more and more. Late nights chasing a promotion, distracted hours that stretched between us like an ever-widening chasm. I told myself the growing coldness between us, the texts she ignored, the new passwords barred me out, the empty chair at the breakfast table, were temporary. I spun excuses, clinging stubbornly to the hope that everything would fall back into place. Then, without warning, the SUV appeared in our driveway, unannounced, unexplained. "Congrats on a new car," I said, forcing brightness into my tone. Her smile was thin, brittle, a mask concealing something I wasn't ready to understand. That smile was the first crack in the life we'd built together. A week later, another fracture appeared. Our son fell ill with a fever, and I took the day off to care for him, simmering soup and pressing cool cloths to his forehead. She came home late, citing an extended yoga class. I nodded, but there was a faint trace of unfamiliar cologne tangled in her hair. Something I didn't wear. I stayed quiet, watchful. That's how the truth revealed itself. A laptop left open with a password she forgot to change. A hotel key tucked deep inside her jacket pocket. Hushed phone calls on the patio. Whispered words she thought I wouldn't hear. She was careful, meticulous. But I was quieter, more observant. One evening, I followed her and saw her wrap her arms around a man whose car matched the one now parked in our driveway. The SUV wasn't a dealer's bonus. It was his gift to her. I didn't shout or plead. I let silence become my weapon. Retribution isn't reckless. It's deliberate, precise. I met with a lawyer in secret, shifting every dollar I'd earned into a trust for our son, secure, untouchable by her hands. Then I began unraveling her web of lies. She hadn't been working for months, claiming a family break, while secretly siphoning savings for spa retreats, luxury dinners, and lavish trips I was never invited to. That afternoon, I locked our joint accounts and canceled the credit cards. She called, voice sharp with panic. "There's an issue with the bank," she said. "No," I replied calmly. "Everything is exactly as it needs to be." Next, I turned my sights on her lover. A quiet message to his wife, photos, timestamps, receipts, a quiet wrecking ball to their fragile world. His life collapsed in days. She came home furious, accusing me of sabotage. "I know what you've done," she spat. I met her gaze without a flicker of doubt. "And I know what you've done." The SUV became her symbol of defiance. She insisted it was hers, a gift she deserved, threatening to take it, maybe leave, maybe take our son with her. I dared her to try. That morning, as we prepared for school, everything changed. Our son froze at the sight of the SUV. "I can't get in," he whispered. I knelt beside him. "What's wrong?" His voice trembled. "Open the trunk." Behind the folded stroller, tucked beneath a blanket, lay a leather satchel. Inside were stacks of cash, thousands of dollars, maybe more, and a burner phone glowing softly with messages. "Don't let him find out." One text read, "You'll lose it all once he signs. We're in the clear. The money is safe in the car. No one checks there." I didn't confront her that night. Instead, I called my lawyer, laid out the cash, the texts, the tangled web of lies. He smiled, a seasoned warrior familiar with these battles. savoring the clear path to victory. The next day, I filed for sole custody, financial fraud, hidden assets, infidelity. The satchel was undeniable proof. She hadn't expected the process server yoga, the frozen accounts, the silence from her lover now scrambling to save his own shattered marriage. She pleaded, "I can explain." I raised a hand. "Your lies have explained enough." In court, she played the victim, cold, distant, unavailable. But the judge saw through the act. The photos, the burner phone, the satchel brimming with secrets. He ruled in my favor. She lost custody, the house, the SUV. Her lover returned to his fractured life, his own wife waiting. Fragments of a life they tried to hide. That day, driving home with my son in my car, he stared silently out the window. Finally, he asked, "Will she come back?" I paused and shook my head. No, she'd been gone for a long time now. When I look back, her face doesn't come to mind. What I feel instead is my son's small hand gripping mine. Hear his trembling whisper, "Open the trunk." He gave me the truth, and I gave us freedom. She hid her deception in that trunk. I buried her future with it.